Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing out there? It is right in the middle of Christmas time. Hope you guys are having a great holiday Christmas season, and we've got lots of things going on over here. It's been a while since I did a project video. I think you guys, I can't even remember. I'm not sure which order these are going to go in. But I want to do something today. This is again going to be fairly quick. This is going to be a review on a type of wood. Now, I have talked about this wood in the past a little bit, and I wasn't really that crazy about it, but the reason that I didn't really like it was more the color than the aspects of the way the wood carved. What I'm talking about is poplar. This is a piece that I've just been having sitting around for a while. You can see it's kind of squirrely, you might say. But anyway, this is a piece of poplar. I think I just got a 4-foot piece of this when I was down at Home Depot like 4 or 5 years ago. And this is just a scrap that was left. But this is, and the reason I didn't like it is it's got kind of a green tint when you put a clear on it. But now I've got a way to kind of get around that. So the other day, I got a letter and a hunk of wood from Chad. Chad Birch sent me a letter, said he was thinking about using poplar as maybe one of his main woods for carving signs and wanted my opinion on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I've just laid out a few letters here. I'm going to carve some inset, one outset, and we're going to see how it carves. So this is probably, I don't know exactly where he got this. It might have been back at Menards or Home Depot or Lowe's. I don't know, but it looks pretty typical to the same kind of poplar that I get here locally. Again, it has kind of a green tint to it, but let's give it a go, see how it works. So, I think I've got everything set up, pretty much. I'm going to carve this outset B first, since I've got my profile bit set up here. Let's see. Get some lights on that. I'm going to set this at somewhere around 1/4 inch. I'm eyeballing it. That looks like it's about 1/4 inch, something like that. All right, let's go. Okay, first impressions, it kind of, the sawdust kind of, on this particular piece, I don't know if this is, would be typical for all poplar, but it kind of, you could see it kind of packed up and made the line a little bit hard to see, but all in all, that carved really, really well. It carved consistent, it wasn't squirrely at all, it was nice and solid. It didn't want to run at any point. It didn't want to grab. It's nice soft grain, and that carved really nice. I was pleasantly surprised with that. All right, so now I've got my 90-degree bit in. Let's see. I need to turn it so you guys can see. Are you going to be able to see through that? Oh, that light's right in the way, huh? I got to turn it that way. Is that cord going to be in your way?
Mm-mm.
All right, I'm just going to put a real quick cloud around that thing. So that actually carved really well, other than the fact that I slammed into the side of the B with that that cleanup bit right here. So you guys don't get to see me do that very often, but now I got to fix it. So hold on. So there's another reason, guys, I just thought of that. There's another reason why it's a good idea to leave just a hair of black line around there. In case you do what I just did, which slam into the side of it with a cleanup bit, it gave me a little room to work with. So, and once that's sanded off, nobody will even know that that little bit of a thin black line was even there. All right, so that's that. My impressions of carving with that 90, carved solid. It's not, you can see I adjusted the depth down because I wasn't quite deep enough. But this stuff is pretty hard. I will say that. It's pretty hard, but it's not squirrely, soft, hard, that kind of hard. It carves really consistent, really solid. I like it. All right, let's do some inset letters. Looks about right. Might have to adjust that. Definitely need to sharpen my cutters. That cut okay, but I could definitely tell my 60 needs sharpening. It's been a while since I sharpened it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. What did I do with my brush? There it is. So I'm going to sand this, and or excuse me, I'm going to spray it. I'm going to use the black primer, and I'm going to spray it. Now, I didn't put any sanding sealer on here because I didn't get the feeling that this is going to bleed at all. And I sure hope that's the case, since I didn't put any sanding sealer or any kind of a clear on it. So I'm going to spray this real quick. We're going to come back after it's dry and take the next step. Okay, guys, it's been, I don't know, 5, maybe 10 minutes. It's pretty much dry to the touch. So now here's what I'm going to do that's different than normal. I'm not going to sand this yet. I am going to actually put some clear on that. So what I want to do is I want to seal that black in so it stays there. And then I will sand after that, which will allow me... It's going to allow me to actually stain this board, hopefully, if my theory holds out. That's all I need to do. That's going to seal in that black. Now, I'm going to wait for that to dry. I'm going to sand off the surface. Then, we're going to put some stain on it. That's one of the reasons I never really liked the Poplar, because I put clear on it, and I didn't like the green look. but I'm going to try some stain. This is something I've been wanting to do, so I thought this was a good opportunity to do it. So we'll be back in a couple minutes when this is all dry. Okay, so that clear is dry. It kind of looks like it's still wet, but it's because that's a clear gloss on there. So let's see if we can sand that off. It might try to move on me, I'm not sure. So that was a 120, by the way, and I think this is, what is that, a 60?
Looks like an 80.
That's a 60. So I used a 60 and then a 120. You guys, you know, I do pretty much everything for speed. You may want to use a different sanding stuff, but it looks pretty decent. If I had more time, I could probably take my time and sand that down a little bit better. All right, so let's bring our stain over. Man, I got stuff everywhere. So I'm just going to, again, this is just an experiment kind of thing, but I just have some gun stock stain, which is pretty popular. I've already stirred it up. I'll stir it up a little bit more now. And in the past, you guys know that mostly I would only use spray stain. Well, the reason I would only use spray stain is because stain can attack this black. I'm hoping that it doesn't now. I still want to be careful and not really push my luck with it, but I'm hoping that I'm just using an old t-shirt. I'm hoping that the black doesn't smear on me. And again, you know, guys, staining is all brand new to me, basically. So, you know, you guys that are watching this that are used to staining, maybe yelling at the screen right now saying, oh, you need to use a wood conditioner, and that very well could be. Right now, I'm just going to be happy that if the black doesn't smear on me, which is what I'm trying to avoid.
I really like that.
So far, it seems to be working. So, you know, again, guys, my philosophy has always been go with the wood grain that you really like the color of and put a clear on it. Again, going back to kind of my roots, the way I started this whole thing is we were carving signs out on site, and so we really didn't have time to play around with different stains and different things like that. So I needed to pick a wood that looked good with clear on it and just be done with it. But you know what? We all evolve. We all kind of do things different. What's that?
Times are a-changing.
Yeah. We all evolve, and I learned this, honestly, guys, I learned this from you guys. But you know what? I'm really happy with that. So this has this has completely changed my my thinking in picking different types of woods. this allows me not to use, number one, that spray stain was always kind of a pain because it would spurt and the nozzles were messed up and all of that. So I'm probably speaking to the choir a lot here, guys, with a lot of you that are watching this and say, I stain my stuff all the time. Well, it's kind of new to me because I never could figure out a way to keep that black from streaking when you wipe the stain off. Now I have figured it out. Well, you guys figured it out and let me know. And now I think I just proved it. So that is it. I could put some clear on here, guys, but I want to let that stain dry. Anyway, you guys know what it would look like with clear on there. This is pretty much is what I wanted to prove on this. But anyway, my opinion of the Poplar, you know what? I like it. And now that I can add this element to that, it really opens the door to be able to do a lot of different kinds of woods that I didn't really like the looks of the grain. But if you can stain it and make it look the way you want, and this is just the gun stock that I used, but I really like it. So Chad, thank you so much for sending me this hunk of Poplar. 2 thumbs up from me, especially if you're going to put stain on it. But that's just my preference. I don't like the green look with clear, Poplar with clear. And of course, you guys know there's different kinds of Poplar. White Poplar is one of my favorite of all time. I love white Poplar. But again, I don't put stain on it, I put clear on it, and I love the way it looks with clear on it. All right, I'm talking too much. That's it. We're done. Hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions on this, call somebody else because I'm new to this. No, if you have any questions, guys, eric@makeawoodsign.com. Please do not leave me a message on Facebook, Messenger and stuff. If you leave it there, it's kind of a crapshoot whether I'll see it or not. So eric@makeawoodsign.com. Please give us a thumbs up on this, a like. Please comment if you see this in YouTube, which you will. Please give us a comment, even if it's just like thanks or whatever. The more comments that you leave us in YouTube, the more the algorithm from YouTube says, oh, that's content that people want to see. So we'd appreciate that as much as you can. If you need supplies, there's the website. You need to get a hold of Vicky. It's vickywithdavesigns@gmail.com. And I'm running out of words and breath. So thanks, guys. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.